Now, in order to solidify our knowledge about creating classes and objects and about constructors,
This video is brought to you by Appy Pie Academy.
we will be writing some more sample programs. So let me have another sample program and explain it to you. Okay, as usual, I will go to the project, press the right mouse button, go to new Python file, give it any name. Suppose I give the name CL4, click on OK. Okay, right. So as usual, any class, actually I'm going to take the class laptops colon. Here I am going to declare I'm going to define the constructor. So def underscore init, right? Then I would give the names. Self should be the very first parameter, and now I am going to give, suppose it's about brand and RAM, random access memory, that laptops are having. Then I would be having something like, say, price of the laptops. Okay, so as usual, the things that we have learned in the previous lecture, what I'm supposed to do is self dot brand is equal to brand, self dot RAM is equal to RAM, self dot price is equal to price. Let me repeat the things that I have explained in the previous lecture. Now what will happen is, I will be, at the time of creating an object or more than one objects for the laptops class, I would be passing three arguments. The first argument, self, that needs not be passed some value. So I would be passing three values. The first value will, and immediately what will happen is, three instance variables, that is three properties for this class laptops, they will be automatically created with the names brand, RAM, price. Even though they are formal parameters, but with the same names, the properties would be created for this class laptops, right? And now brand will be passed the value that will be passed from outside the class at the time of creation of the object. Similarly, RAM will be passed some value, and price. Now what I am supposed to do is to assign these values into the instance variables. So self dot brand means instance variable, that is property of the class, that will be assigned this brand. Similarly, the other values will be put into the properties. This is something that we have already discussed in the previous lectures. So anyways, now what I am supposed to do is to have another method, simple method, member method of the class laptops. For example, I want to have it for text. So let me name it as get text self colon. Okay, here I am going to make some simple checks, like if self dot price is greater than or equal to 1 lakh. Okay, by saying 1 lakh, I mean to say 100,000. Then tax should be 5.5%. Just an assumption, hypothetical situation on the price. Okay, else what I want is tax should be 2.5% on the, I'm sorry, instead of writing 1 lakh, I was supposed to give the value of the price, whatever it is, but it is greater than 1 lakh. But when it goes to else, that means the value of price is less than 1 lakh, or less than 1 lakh. Yes. So then I would write this price. So it's a simple condition. If self dot price is greater than equal to 100,000, then tax will be 5.5%. And if the price is less than 1 lakh, then the tax is going to be 2.5% on the price. Okay. Now, once we have calculated the tax, now we want to return it back to the calling location where this function will be called from. At that place, we will be returning the value of tax. So what I would be writing is, I would be writing return tax. And you can see I have changed the indentation. I have put it in parallel to if statement, because this return statement is going to be common for if statement as well as else statement. Else colon. Okay. Now we are going outside the class. So I have eliminated the indentation, and now I would be creating an object. So as usual, I would write LP obj is equal to laptops. Then I would be passing the values, like suppose brand is suppose Dell, and RAM is suppose 8, and price is suppose 1,20,000. Okay. So let me have another object. Let the name of this object be LP obj1, LP obj2. Second object is being created. As you know, this is the beauty of the class, that once we have defined the class and it consists of members like member methods and member data, that is instance variables properties, we can have as many objects as we want, and all the objects, they will be getting the properties from this class, and they will be having their own individual values. Now here I write Sony 12 something, and suppose the price is 8,000, less than 1 lakh. Okay. Now what we want to do is tax1 is equal to LPOBJ dot get tax, and I will be calling this. As you can see, get tax method is being called of the class, and it is being called through the current object LPOBJ. That means when it will be working within the class, get tax method of the class, it will be in the context of LPOBJ. And see my next statement. Now let me change the variable tax2, and now I am writing LPOBJ2. Now again the get text method would be called, member method of the class, but this time it would be in the context of LPOBJ2. So whatever in properties will be used, like price, that will belong to POBJ2. Similar LPOBJ and LPOBJ2. Okay. Now let me repeat this thing. Let's go to this statement, tax is equal to LPOBJ1 dot get tax. The control will go into the get tax method, and this price or any other property that will be mentioned in this method, that will be in the context of LPOBJ1. Why? Because LPOBJ1 here happens to be the current object, right? Current instance or current object, because the method has been called by qualifying the name of the object LPOBJ1. Now in the very next statement, I am writing LPOBJ2 dot get text. Interestingly, I am calling the same method get text, but this time our current object is LPOBJ2. So once the control will go into get text and I will be mentioning price or any other property of the class, that will be in the context of LP obj2. That is the beauty of the classes and objects programming. And now let me print the text. I will be writing print text for the first transaction is equal to plus str tax 1. Okay, let me copy and paste. Tax 2 is containing tax for the second transaction. Okay, this is our program. I'm going to execute it by pressing Ctrl Shift F10. Okay, so after the if statement, I have not applied colons. It's a minor mistake. Colon. Okay. Price is not defined. Okay. This is at statement number 8. Okay, this is 8 into price. Okay, I'm sorry, it should have been self dot price, because we are working in the class. Whenever we are supposed to mention the properties, they should be with self, preceding with self. Control Shift F10. Yes, that is the output. Tax for the first transaction, right? Tax is more because it was for the price 1,20,000, and for the second transaction tax is less because it was for 80,000 only.